This is your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's Weather. A huge thank you to our amazing partners who help make it all possible: the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by N&W Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Boone Docks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms, here's Dr. Don.
Good morning to you, East Alabama and West Georgia. Time for your primetime forecast for Thursday, March 13th, 2025. I got lots of very important information to give you this morning, and we'll get to it shortly. Welcome, Stevens Home Furniture in Roanoke, Alabama, our latest partner here on Dr. Don's Weather. We thank you, Amanda and AJ, for becoming a partner with us. You can get in touch with Stevens Home Furniture and so much more at 334-863-7391. You can also check them out online. They do have a website, StevensHomeFurniture.com. You can also take a look at them on Facebook. They have bedding, furniture, appliances, electronics, and so much more. Now, the best idea is to simply stop by their location at 3075 U.S. Highway 431 in Roanoke, Alabama. Tell them thank you for supporting us here at Dr. Don's Weather. Very important for you to show patronage to all of our supporters here on Dr. Don's Weather. And let's welcome Stevens Home Furniture to our Dr. Don family. Also, don't forget to get your ducks in a row with Dukas. Jamie Dukas can handle all of your insurance needs in Alabama and in Georgia, both personal and commercial insurance at 256-831-7770. You can also go to the top of the video here on Facebook or the bottom of the video on YouTube. You'll find a link to Stevens Home Furniture and so much more, and Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha Insurance agent. Okay, folks, we have multiple opportunities for strong to severe thunderstorms over the next 3 days across Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. It's a very complex, dynamic situation. And overall, I think the best opportunity for significant severe weather is likely going to be Saturday afternoon and during the overnight Saturday night for East Alabama and West Georgia. However, for those of you across the rest of Alabama back into Mississippi, there could be problems before then. And we cannot rule out a strong thunderstorm in East Alabama or West Georgia today or Friday. So we may have a 3-day event here. So what you're looking at is the latest graphic from the National Weather Service. This is showing the possibilities for today. Now, you know that we categorize the risk for severe weather in a grading scale of 1 through 5, 5 being the most significant threat. So for today, we have a level 1. That is the lowest threat. It's just a marginal threat. It certainly doesn't mean that you don't need to pay attention, but it does mean that the threat's not going to be as large today as it will be once we get into Friday night and Saturday night. So the timing for today across East Alabama will be anytime after 11 a.m. this morning through about 7 p.m. this evening. We could see a few strong thunderstorms across East Alabama and West Georgia. Now, the main threat today will not be tornadoes, but instead it will be damaging winds gusting to 60 miles per hour, and there could be some large hail, up to golf ball size hail. So damaging winds and golf ball size hail, the two main threats for today. Have multiple ways to get alerts, know where your safe place is, and check for updates. Even though we don't have a significant tornado threat for today, anytime you have damaging straight line winds and hail and thunderstorms, there's always that possibility a tornado could be there. So always be prepared for that when there is severe weather in the neighborhood. Then we take a look at Friday. This is tomorrow, and we have multiple threat levels across the entire state of Alabama. We'll have that 3, that is an enhanced risk, back across West Alabama. We have a slight risk across Central Alabama and a marginal risk across part of East Alabama up into Northwest Georgia. Now, the timing looked like a road map over there on the right, but you can see that across most of East Alabama that's going to be affected by tomorrow's weather. We're talking anytime between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. Saturday morning is going to be the best threat here. This is Friday night. During the day on Friday, we're pretty much okay. But this is late tomorrow night into early Saturday morning between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. Saturday morning. There could be a few strong storms across East Alabama and maybe even into West Georgia or Northwest Georgia. I think the Friday night, Saturday morning risk is going to be more so for the northern counties of our coverage area, such as Talladega, Clay, Randolph, up into Cleburne and Calhoun, and then maybe Carroll County in Georgia. The rest of you, Friday night, Saturday morning, probably won't have to deal with anything severe. But here we could see a few tornadoes. We could see some wind gust up to 60 miles per hour and up to quarter-inch sized hail late Friday night into Saturday morning. Then the third possibility, and by far the most significant threat, will come on Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. And here we have a significant chance of a red letter severe weather outbreak across Alabama and Georgia. This could be significant. Now, is there a chance that this is a bust and we don't get any of this stuff? I certainly hope so. And to answer the question, yes, there's always that chance that we could have a busted forecast and this not happen. And that's what we're hoping for. But I got to tell you, all the ingredients will be in place Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, into early Sunday morning for a significant severe weather outbreak across Alabama and Georgia. Now, we typically don't see this but once or twice a season. We have threats of severe weather multiple times in the spring and then again in the fall severe weather months. But once or twice a year, we have this high-level, high-impact possibility. And this is going to be one of those situations. So you have to take this very serious. You have to make sure you stay weather aware. You have to make sure you understand what is going on around you. That is the one thing that you can do that will give you the greatest chance of coming out of this without any issues. So you got to pay attention to what's going on, folks. Looking at the map, we'll start on the west side of Alabama, then we'll move into East Alabama and West Georgia. Across all of Central Alabama, West Alabama, we now have a high-impact threat of severe weather. That's going to be a Category 4. That's a moderate risk of severe weather. Again, we only see moderate risk in Alabama and Georgia once or twice a year. Then in East Alabama, we're looking at a high risk. That'll be a level 3. So the timing is on the right. We're talking East Alabama, 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon through about midnight. And then in Georgia, just tack an hour on to that, 5 p.m. through about 1 a.m. Saturday morning. So what are we looking at here? We are looking at strong tornadoes. We're talking about strong, long-lived, long-track tornadoes. We're talking the F2s, F3s, maybe an F4. We typically don't see 4s and 5s in Alabama, but yeah, the folks in Tuscaloosa would argue that point. Typically what we're looking at here, the possibility of some F2s and F3s that are long-lived. You know, most of the tornadoes we see in Alabama and Georgia are small spin-up tornadoes that typically don't last that long. This will be a different story. These things may hit the ground and stay on the ground for miles and miles and miles. We will be looking at a distinct possibility of supercell thunderstorms on Saturday afternoon. Those are the storms that run out there by themselves. They have no competition. They make their own environment. They grow very strong, and they produce these very strong long-track tornadoes. That's Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. And then we'll have a squall line come through sometime around midnight that will push all of this out of here. And along that squall line, where we have kinks in that line, we could also have tornadoes as well. So tornadoes will be a very definite possibility Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Also damaging winds, wind gusting up to 70 miles per hour. These storms are going to be just hauling butt when they come across Alabama and Georgia. We're talking storms will be moving at 60, 70, and 80 miles per hour. So they're going to be tracking on pretty good. And then large hail will also be a possibility, up to golf ball-sized hail. So recapping once again, we have 3 opportunities for strong to severe weather. One opportunity will be today, though that will be a very small risk. And then Friday night into early Saturday morning, again, that's going to be maybe a marginal risk. And then the main show happens on Saturday afternoon into Saturday night, maybe early hours of Sunday morning. If you live in a mobile home, listen to me, people. I've lived in mobile homes, and I'm not going to say I won't ever live in another mobile home. I probably or would, certainly would, if that situation arises. They're beautiful. I love mobile homes, but they're no match for this type of weather. You got to have a plan to go somewhere else, and you got to make that plan now. You can't wait until your county goes under a warning and then say, oh, well, I don't have anywhere to go. I got to stay here. You got to have a plan. If you live anywhere around Wadley, Alabama, they now have a tornado shelter. You got to have a plan for transportation to get there. Get in touch with your friends, your neighbors. You got to find somebody. You got to find somewhere to go. You cannot stay in a mobile home. So the question is, well, when do I leave my mobile home? I can't just stay gone for 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I would suggest that when your county goes under a watch, severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch, that's when you should leave and go to a safe place. Get out of that mobile home. This is going to be a long duration event. We're going to have coverage for you here on Dr. Don's Weather. You got to make sure you get yourself a NOAA weather radio. Have a good app on your phone. You want to like, follow, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. Know your safe place, center of the lowest floor in your home or workplace. And above all, be weather aware as we go into this severe weather possibility. So here are the weather headlines, and you'll see that all 4 headlines are in red this morning. That's because we're talking about severe weather. We've got multiple bullet points here for you. Severe weather threat grows. Watching storms developing today across central and east Alabama, perhaps. Enhanced severe risk Friday night into Saturday morning with supercells and tornadoes possible. Moderate risk issued. Severe weather outbreak likely on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. And above all of this, or included with all of this, is the possibility for very heavy rainfall. Strong winds are also expected away from thunderstorms. And we could have a flooding and wind advisory. Watches and warnings will all be possible as we get underway with all of this as well. It's going to be very active over the next several days. Let's take a look at your current conditions at the venue at 5 Points Farms, 54 degrees. It feels like 50 out there. Wind out of the south-southwest at 1, gusting to 2. Humidity 88%. The barometric pressure at 29.95. Dew point 51. High temperature yesterday was an absolute gorgeous 75 degrees. We currently have partly cloudy skies. Sunrise on your Thursday will be at 6:55. And sunsets this evening at 6:48 p.m. It is going to be a pretty decent day. We'll have some clouds around. We could go mostly cloudy at times. We will have showers in the neighborhood today as well. We could see 1 or 2 strong thunderstorms, especially in the heat of the afternoon today. 72 will be the high in Roanoke, 70 up in Carrollton. We'll make it to 76 in Alexander City. Valley will hit 74. And Auburn also tops out this afternoon at 74 degrees. Here's your 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Strong storms are possible today. Only about a 50% chance, though, so we have equal odds that we won't see storms. 30% chance of rain early evening, 72 your high today, down to 55 tonight. On Friday, mostly sunshine. We'll see some clouds increase late in the day, and then we'll give you a 40% chance of a strong storm after midnight Friday night into early Saturday morning as one impulse passes by. 75 your high on Friday, 62 your overnight low on Friday night. It has been a moment or two since we've seen overnight lows in the 60s, and that's what's going to help fuel all of this as we get into your Saturday. We're going to have all kinds of things going on in the atmosphere on Saturday. We have multiple jet streams veering in different directions with incredible speed, and then we also are going to have surface-based instability this time. That's been lacking from the last several severe weather outbreaks that we've had. Not this time. This has the potential of being a nasty setup across Alabama and Georgia. Severe storms possible on Saturday. We'll have those discrete supercell thunderstorms in the afternoon and into the evening. And then we'll have a squall line come through around midnight to finally push all of this out of here. But strong, long-lived tornadoes, damaging straight-line winds, and hail, all possible on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. 80% likely, a 100% chance on Saturday night. 77 your high Saturday, down to 58 on Saturday night. I would be prepared for power outages as well. You know what happens when you get the wind. The trees come down, they bring down the power lines, so be prepared for all of that. Then on Sunday, maybe a few rumbles of thunder hanging around early in the morning, but I think most of the stormy weather is gone by sunrise on Sunday morning, though we'll still hang on to a 70% chance of maybe some wraparound moisture through about 9 or 10 a.m. 69 will be the high on Sunday, 40 your overnight low. Monday and Tuesday, back to beautiful sunshine both days, 63 on Monday, 73 on your Tuesday. Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. We're looking at a little impulse that's moving over Memphis, Tennessee this morning. And we have a couple of strong thunderstorms up there. This is going to kind of meander off to the east, and it could drag a few showers across Alabama at times today. And this could also create an environment where we could see a few strong thunderstorms pop up across central or east Alabama, maybe even west Georgia as we get into the heat of the afternoon. But as we take you in closer to east Alabama and west Georgia at this hour, you can see that maybe a few sprinkles down in Coosa and Tallapoosa County, even a few light sprinkles maybe in southwest Clay. But for the most of you across east Alabama and west Georgia, no precipitation out there this morning. Lots of information. And folks, you know that what I do here on Dr. Don's Weather is, we try to do a lot of different things. We try to educate you and teach you about weather. We try to give you the forecast in a calm, precise way. A lot of you deal with weather anxiety, and we understand that. So we don't hype things up. We don't scream and holler and talk about doomsday and all of that, because weather was happening when the light switch was turned on, and it'll be happening when the light switch is turned off. It's part of life, and we're going to walk you through this. But I got to tell you, this bears watching very closely. If all the ingredients come together just right on Saturday, it could be a very long day for a lot of us across Alabama and Georgia. So you got to pay attention to this and take it very serious. And being prepared is 95% of surviving severe weather, simply knowing what's going on around you. And if you watch us here on Dr. Don's Weather, then you're already doing exactly what you should be doing. But you could be a hero in all of this and help us get the word out there. And you need to do that by sharing Dr. Don's Weather with all of the friends on Facebook, all of your friends on YouTube. Share Dr. Don's Weather so that they will be able to watch us when we do our live weather coverage as well. Getting the word out there, making sure everybody is aware of what's going on, and make sure everybody has a plan is a big part of what you can do to help save lives during times of severe weather. So please do that. So we'll be back in here. We most likely will do a Weather Talk Live I know we will tomorrow night. We'll probably be in severe weather coverage tomorrow night. We may very well do a Weather Talk Live this evening also. So be looking for that around 8 o'clock Central. We may come on and spend 30 minutes with you or so and talk about the latest information to get you prepared for the possibility of some rather significant severe weather, especially on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night across the Deep South. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll either see you back in here tonight or first thing tomorrow morning here on Dr. Don's Weather. Y'all enjoy your Thursday.
That's a wrap on your prime time forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by Ann and W. Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms, and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is proudly supported by the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, the Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, share us with your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another edition of your prime time forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.